Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about commonly asked questions that we get from potential bride and grooms. This is Alyssa here. She's my second shooter.
Hello.
You can tell them where you're from.
I am a photographer from Connecticut. Carolyn and I met when we were in school. We've been working together for ever.
6 years?
For as long as we've been professional photographers. We photograph almost all of our weddings together. Yeah.
And separately. But
And separately.
a lot of the times together. Alright, so the most common question I feel like we get is how would we define our style? So I would say I'm pretty light and airy, but true to color, and just kind of true to what the day looked like that day. Try and use natural light and keep it just kind of how it looked, but I'm going to make it pretty. You have a completely different style.
Yeah.
Although when she shoots with me, I edit all the photos so they're all going to look the same, but when
Yeah.
you're shooting alone, your style is definitely different than mine.
I feel like my style is very warm.
Sometimes dark, but I wouldn't say like...
Warm, dark, like Tony, vibey. I really like a lot of black and white. The way that I shoot most photos, I shoot really close up. I pretty much now at this point in my career shoot exclusively with like a 50mm lens, and so that's pretty like close all the time.
Yeah.
Because that's just like how I like things to look. Yeah, I would say sort of like a little bit more like...
Our styles are definitely very different,
Yeah.
but it brings something when we work together.
Definitely.
So
yeah,
it's a
so
little
we
bit
sort of like
different.
make up for what the other person lacks.
Yeah.
Like in both ways, so together we sort of deliver everything.
with that, the next question is always, do you recommend a second shooter? Like, do I need one? Will you be able to capture? So I think, like you just said, our styles kind of mix and you get what you wouldn't get without one of us.
Yeah.
I always recommend a second shooter. Obviously, I just want to hang out with my friend. And it's so much fun to have her there at the weddings.
I think unless you're having like a 20-person backyard wedding,
Yeah.
I always suggest having a second shooter. If your wedding is really small and you only need someone there for like 4 hours and not a lot is really going to be happening, then I would definitely go with one photographer. But otherwise,
If you have a big bridal party, if you have a lot of family, like
yeah,
one
it's
of
good
us
to
is-
have another person there.
Yeah, one of us can be working with the bride while getting ready. Alyssa usually goes off with the groom, so that's awesome because we can do everything at the same time. You're gonna get 2 different angles during the ceremony. Like Alyssa or one of us can walk around the sides, and then one of us can stay kind of in the aisle straight on and not miss anything. And then during the reception, you're gonna get all different angles of just everything that you don't even notice is going on,
Yeah.
which is awesome because you get the photos back and you're like, I didn't even know this happened because Alyssa's off somewhere in a corner and I'm off somewhere else, and we're just getting images at the same time. So
Yeah.
it works out really good. People always ask us, why do we love photographing weddings? Obviously, you want the person who's coming to shoot your day to actually like their job.
I feel like my answer is really stupid, but I love photographing weddings because I literally love other people being in love.
Yeah, like
I have cried at so many strangers' weddings because I just like love that they're in love with each other, and I love like their like maid of honor speech. I'm like, oh my god, they're such good friends. Like I'm like crying in a corner. I really don't know. I just love like other people being in love, and that's like inspiring to me and like makes me happy.
I love watching like handwritten vows. I'm always behind the camera
Yeah.
like, this is fine. Yeah, sure, this is
He
fine.
really loves her. Yeah.
I just love like the whole day of it. Like I like seeing the bride put on her dress for the first time. Like everybody in the room is just like glowing, and like the tears are flowing, and like I'm crying and she's crying. And it's fun. Like
It's like being an honorary like maid of honor at every person's wedding, because you're just like a part of every step that is so important to the bride that day, that it really is just like, it makes you feel really good that they trusted you to be there. They trust you through this whole process. You're sort of doing the whole day together, and it's just like it makes you feel very valued and like important.
And there's cake.
And cake,
Yeah.
dancing.
So
We do it for the dancing and we do it for the cake, and that is it.
yeah. Another question is, what is your approach on the wedding day? Am I really hands off? Am I really hands on? So I like to come at it as kind of like photojournalist style. I'm gonna capture what's going on as it goes on. If I see a moment that I know is just gonna be like really awesome picture wise, I'm gonna set it up. If something's not perfect in the background, like I'm gonna try and clean up and stuff, but I'm not necessarily gonna fake a whole ton of the day because I don't want you to look back and be like, what even was
like,
this?
We never do that.
Yeah, I just want you to be real on your day, so that's what we're gonna capture. Other than the pose photos, I am definitely gonna walk you through each pose and what to do next. I don't want you just sitting there like,
but we try to make that as fluid as possible so that it like feels natural to you, like you're just going from movement to movement. It's not like, okay, now stand apart, now stand together, now stand apart again, but then get back together. It's like it goes through the motions of what feels natural to you.
Something that's good to know, will I help you with your timeline of the day? I love timelines on wedding days. They don't always go to plan. On time is actually like 10 minutes late for a wedding. If you're only 10 minutes late, like you're actually on time.
Yeah.
But I'm there, I've got my watch, I'm like, okay, the first look is now, or we need to be here. Like I'm definitely gonna let people know what's happening. I'm not gonna force you to do anything, but I'm gonna let you know that what is supposed to be happening.
Yeah, we're always there, and especially when you're setting up your initial timeline with your wedding planner or by yourself, if you have any questions about how long we'll need for photos or how long certain things should be. I mean, we've gone to so many weddings. By now we know the length of typically how long the ceremony is, how long photos should be, how long till the first dance, whatever. We know that. So we can be pretty helpful in those things, especially if you're doing it on your own. It is a hard thing to sort of like, how long will it take me to get ready? How long will it take me to do this?
Yeah.
If you want to know
when.
Yeah, like when we should arrive. Like we can typically tell when we think that we need to arrive. Like we can help you plan out that whole thing so that it's easier for you and easier for everybody. Because it's easier for us when we do have a timeline, when we know exactly what time we need to arrive and how things are going to go, so that we can be ready for whatever is going to happen next.
Also, it's really important to talk to your photographer about the timeline and timing with sunset. So that comes in a lot. They'll be like, this is this and this is this, and then all of a sudden they're like, and this is when we plan to take the photos. And I'm like, oh, in pitch dark. You wanted outdoor sunset photos or outdoor family photos, and it is 8 p.m. now in your timeline and it's completely dark out. So we're going to talk about that beforehand, and we're going to make sure that whether we need to do a first look or whether, all right, we're taking all the photos inside, we're going to figure that out beforehand. Because we don't want to figure it out the day of.
And we do get asked a lot from couples if it's better for them to do a first look or to do the photos after. And in some cases it is preferred, especially once it starts getting near fall. The sun is setting earlier. If you have a big family, if you have a big wedding party, it is easier to do all of those photos in a first look, so we're not going into your reception time, and you can enjoy that time with your family and friends more after the ceremony, and we can just focus on your portraits together. It's not mandatory, but it is preferred in those situations.
So a lot of times people will ask, my reception hall is really dark. What are you going to do about that? My answer is,
what are you going to do?
I bring speed lights, whatever type of light we're going to need. I'm going to have it. It's going to be no issue. We've been in the darkest of rooms, the brightest of rooms, like everything, and it's been no issue, so don't worry about that. A good question is, do you back up your files? So in my camera, I shoot to 2 memory cards. So I have 2 memory cards of all the photos. So if one memory card crashes, I still have another. And then they all go on my hard drive, and then they get backed up to a second hard drive. So I have at least 4 copies of all your wedding photos. So it's never been an issue. It's not going to be. People ask if I edit the photos. Yes, of course, I edit every single photo that you will receive. Some of them more than others. Definitely, like, the candidates don't get as much love as the pose portraits that you're going to hang on your wall. But yes, I edit every single photo. I try to get rid of anything that's not there in your daily life. Like acne isn't there every day, a pimple, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna get rid of that. But other than that, we're
Right
just
out.
gonna keep you looking like how you look.
Look like yourself.
Yeah. How long does it take to like get my photos? So once we've met everything, we'll have a contract. In the contract, it says 60 days. I'll send you a whole digital album, which you'll be able to share with everybody in your wedding party, all your family, all your friends, and share it right to Facebook. You can do whatever you want with the photos once you've gotten them. And also it will include a USB, so you have a hard copy of all the photos as well. So I think we covered everything that people have asked. If you have any other questions, leave them down below. I'd love to hear what people are wondering when choosing their photographer.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching. See you later.